NASCAR didn't just ban a Mopar engine in 1965. They declared war on Chrysler's entire racing program. One phone call, one rule change, and overnight, the most dominant engine in stock car racing became completely illegal, banned from competition, with zero warning and zero mercy. Chrysler had spent millions developing engines that were simply too powerful, too advanced, and too dominant for NASCAR's competitive balance. And when those Mopar engines started lapping the entire field, when they started winning by margins that humiliated Ford and Chevrolet, NASCAR did something unthinkable. They changed the rules specifically to kill Chrysler's advantage. This wasn't fair competition. This was politics, favoritism, and desperation disguised as regulation. Chrysler engineers watched decades of work get erased by a signature on a rulebook, and the ripple effects changed motorsports history forever. Today, we're counting down 10 Mopar engines that NASCAR made illegal overnight. Hit that subscribe button right now, because Garage History is about to expose the brutal politics behind NASCAR's most controversial decisions. Number 10. The 426 Hemi's instant ban. In 1964, the 426 Hemi destroyed NASCAR competition so completely that officials had no choice but to act. Richard Petty's Hemi-powered Plymouth won the Daytona 500 by laps, not seconds, embarrassing Ford's entire factory effort. The Hemi's dual rocker arm design and hemispherical combustion chambers produced power numbers that conventional wedge engines simply couldn't match. Chrysler executives were furious, calling it blatant favoritism toward Ford. The ban was so sudden that Chrysler pulled out of NASCAR entirely for the 1965 season, leaving fans without their favorite drivers and teams. This boycott hurt NASCAR's credibility and proved that Chrysler's engineering had become too dangerous to allow. Number 9. The Max Wedge 410's sudden restriction. Before the Hemi, Chrysler's Max Wedge 410 cubic inch V8 was already dominating drag strips and stock car ovals with terrifying efficiency. This raised deck engine with cross-ram intake manifolds produced power that forced NASCAR to implement displacement restrictions specifically targeting Chrysler's engineering approach. The engine forced engineers back to the drawing board just as they'd achieved racing superiority. Number 8. The 446-pack's carburetor crackdown. When Chrysler introduced the 446-pack with its triple two-barrel carburetor setup, NASCAR officials panicked about the airflow advantages this configuration provided. The six-pack design allowed for better fuel distribution and throttle response than competitors' single four-barrel setups, creating performance gaps that infuriated Ford and GM teams. NASCAR responded by implementing carburetor restrictions just as Chrysler teams were perfecting tuning combinations that dominated qualifying sessions across multiple tracks. Number 7. The Hemi's second banning in 1971. After Chrysler returned to NASCAR with the Hemi in later seasons, the engine became dominant again, prompting officials to implement a second round of restrictions in 1971. This time, NASCAR mandated weight penalties so severe for Hemi-powered cars that teams essentially abandoned the engine voluntarily rather than carry hundreds of extra pounds, allowing NASCAR to claim they weren't targeting Chrysler specifically while achieving the exact same competitive neutralization. Number 6. The 426 Street Hemi's homologation nightmare. Chrysler's attempt to satisfy NASCAR's homologation requirements by selling street versions of the 426 Hemi created unexpected complications when officials suddenly demanded higher production numbers than originally specified. This moving target frustrated Chrysler executives, who'd already invested millions retooling factories to build street-legal Hemi engines. NASCAR's shifting requirements felt designed to keep Chrysler perpetually out of compliance, forcing constant engineering adjustments that drained resources and competitive focus away from actual racing development. Number 5. The Cross-Ram 410's intake ban. Chrysler's innovative cross-ram intake manifold design for the 413 cubic inch engine provided aerodynamic and airflow advantages that competitors couldn't replicate using conventional manifold geometry. NASCAR's response was implementing manifold design restrictions that specifically prohibited the cross-ram configuration. citing vague safety concerns that industry insiders recognized as thinly veiled competitive protection for Ford and GM teams struggling to match Chrysler's airflow engineering. Number 4. The Hemis displacement reclassification. In a particularly controversial move, NASCAR reclassified the Hemi's effective displacement for competition purposes, applying a multiplier that artificially increased its competitive category. This reclassification forced Hemi-powered cars to compete against engines with significantly larger actual displacement, neutralizing Chrysler's power advantage through pure bureaucratic manipulation rather than genuine engineering-based regulation that others could understand or prepare for systematically. Number 3. The 440 Magnum's compression restriction. When Chrysler's 440 Magnum began dominating with aggressive compression ratios that maximized power output, NASCAR suddenly implemented compression ceiling rules that specifically targeted the ratios Chrysler engineers had optimized. This restriction came with suspicious timing, arriving just as Chrysler teams had perfected fuel and ignition combinations that exploited the higher compression for qualifying advantages that left competitors desperately searching for answers. Number 2. The Hemi's carburetor size mandate. NASCAR's mandate restricting carburetor throat size specifically targeted the larger carburetors Chrysler had developed for Hemi applications, forcing teams to use smaller, less efficient carburetors that reduced the engine's breathing capacity. This regulation arrived with transparent timing, right as Chrysler engineers had optimized carburetor sizing for maximum airflow, representing yet another targeted restriction disguised as universal safety regulation across the competing manufacturer field. Number 1. The Complete Aero Warrior Engine Package Ban. When Chrysler combined Hemi power with revolutionary aerodynamic bodywork on the Daytona and Superbird, NASCAR's response was the most drastic in racing history, banning the entire engine and aerodynamic package combination simultaneously. Officials claimed safety concerns about speeds exceeding 200 mph, but insiders knew the real motivation was competitive desperation. If this exposed NASCAR's darker side, smash that like button and drop a comment. Do you think these bans were justified or pure favoritism? And if you want more controversial racing history, more banned technology, and more stories about manufacturers fighting rulebooks instead of competitors, hit subscribe and turn on notifications, because Garage History uncovers the truth behind motorsport's biggest controversies. Thanks for watching, and remember, sometimes the fastest engine isn't the one that wins, it's the one that gets banned. Until next time, keep questioning the rulebook and keep the history alive.